Remember Guyana is a channel that covers the history, current issues, and developments in Guyana. So if you find this video interesting, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. Today, we are going to talk about the history and evolution of the Stabroek Market. Stabroek Market is one of the city's most prominent landmarks. This cast iron structure dates back to the late 1800s. It was built on 7,135 square meters or 76,800 square feet of land, making it the largest market in Guyana. The market was officially opened on November 1, 1881. Now, using the date this video was published, that is exactly 143 years, 10 months, and 27 days ago. But do you know what existed before the current Stabroek Market structure was built? Let's go back in history. In 1781, the British founded a settlement near the mouth of the Demerara River and named it Fort St. George. On September 14, 1784, after the Dutch regained control, and by the resolution of the Ten, they renamed the settlement Stabroek as the first urban area in this country. This was done in honor of Nicholas Gelvink. Side note, Nicholas Gelvink, born in 1732 and died in 1787, the son of Nicolaas Gelvink, inherited the titles and was appointed president of the Dutch West India Company in 1764. He was also president of the Society of Suriname in 1771. He was a lord of Castricum and Bacum, which are locations in the Netherlands. He also held the title of Lord of Stabroek, which is also a place in the Netherlands. When the Dutch restored control of the settlement in 1784, as mentioned before, they named it Stabroek in his honor. The name Stabroek was a reference to Gelvink's title and his leadership role in the company. The current market structure is the second building to be situated on the site. The first market started considerably smaller when a group of enslaved persons were given permission by the Court of Policy in 1792 to sell their produce in an open area on the plot of land. This practice continued after slavery was abolished during the 1830s. However, it was regarded as a meeting place more than a market. In 1812, after regaining control from the Dutch, the British changed the name from Stabroek to Georgetown on May 5, 1812, in honor of King George III. It wasn't until August 24, 1842, when Georgetown attained city status by royal warrant, that the location was officially recognized as a market. The first building was built in 1842, and this building became known as Stabroek Market. However, suggestions were made to have a bigger market after the current structure was deemed inadequate in 1870. Let's now turn to the construction of the market. In 1879, a committee was formed to examine and approve plans submitted by various companies bidding for the construction of the market. Stabroek Market was actually designed by an American engineer, Nathaniel McKay, and constructed by Edgemoor Iron Company of Delaware, USA, over the period 1880 to 1881. The estimated cost was $132,855, including freight and the erection of the building. Some believe the entire project, including the river wall and foundation, cost $200,000. The iron structure of the market, which was estimated to weigh about 635 tons, was imported from England and assembled on site. The construction began on August 17, 1879. The completed market featured a gradually sloped concrete floor from the front, bordering Water Street, to the wharf on the river so as to accommodate quick cleaning and washing. The original walls were built with shutters and wooden floors and could be secured when a stall owner was not present. The roofs were built in step form with jalousie openings to keep the market cool and well ventilated. The roof area is about 2.5 acres. A spiral cast iron stairway painted in silver led to the tower. Going up to the tower was severely restricted and regarded as a great privilege to be permitted to do so. One prominent feature of the market is its four-faced public clock. These were ordered from the E. Howard Company of Boston, Massachusetts in 1880. The clock tower also houses an iron bell manufactured in Sheffield, England, which struck every half hour. The clock is placed 18 meters or 60 feet above the ground of the tower of the market. The clock faces are aligned to face Crowell and Water Streets as well as the Demerara River, providing the time to the ships and vessels that were docked at the market's western facade. The market clock was known to carry the most accurate time, and the striking of its bell could be heard as far as Alboystown and Besigeon Road. The lighthouse and the market clock tower were the highest buildings in the town. To be allowed to visit the tower and have a panoramic view of the town was one of the rare treats permitted to school children from time to time. Who were some of the vendors at the market during the earlier days? Most of the original stallholders were Portuguese, with a few Syrians and fewer Indians and Africans. Having a stall in the market was a prestigious thing, and many of the large Water Street firms such as Booker's and Waiting and Richter had stalls there. In the 1950s and 1960s, the Portuguese and Syrians left the colony, and the present groups succeeded them as stall holders. Now let's turn to who maintained the market. Before the 1960s, the market was governed by the clerk of markets, whose office was in the center of the market, high enough for him to see the top of every stall. The clerk listened to the complaints and requests from stallholders, ensured the rules of the market were obeyed, oversaw the cleaners and constables, and collected rents for the stalls. João Antonio Machado Pacheco was one such clerk who served 50 years. His relatives were the owners of pawnbrokers and jewelry shops. There was a team of cleaners who swept the entire market twice per day. The drains were kept clean and never flooded. The fire brigade flushed out the market every Sunday. Now let's talk about how Stabroek Market has evolved over the years. Now the intended purpose of the Stabroek Market, commonly known as Big Market, remained largely intact, with persons using the market as a landmark to connect and engage in social and commercial activities. Even though the overall structure and facade of the market were largely preserved over the years, the reputation of the market and its surrounding environment has slowly declined, especially in recent decades. Many of the issues made headline news or were highlighted by citizens in their letters to the editor. These issues include congestion both inside and outside of the market, mainly due to overcrowding of vendors. The market has seen some of its physical features deteriorated over the years. For example, the non-functioning clock, the collapse of the market wharf, or issues with the spiral staircase. Criminal activities conducted around the operating area or perpetrated on vendors inside the market is also a major reason why the reputation of the market area declined. On March 14, 2022, the US Embassy issued a security alert about the market areas, which stated that the city of Georgetown is rated critical for crime, highlighting some of the crime that took place, especially at nights. Now let's talk about the plans to address the problems that have plagued the market for such a long time. During the month of August 2025, the government of Guyana announced that it will be pressing ahead with ambitious plans to upgrade and modernize the Stabroek Market area as part of a broader vision to enhance the capital's economic, social, and cultural landscape. The plans feature a comprehensive, holistic design for the market area, developed in partnership with the King's Foundation. The centerpiece of the plan is the construction of a modern two-story building to accommodate vendors, offering improved facilities, more organized stalls, and better customer experiences. The issues that have long affected the market over the years have hardly deterred thousands of persons who still assemble and traverse the area daily for shopping, vending, or simply socializing, which still makes it a commercial hub, but more importantly, a key part of Guyana's heritage. Now, after almost 144 years, the Stabroek Market structure undoubtedly stood the test of time and is still well positioned to continue to inspire for many generations to come, as we can learn about things like perseverance, stability, and pressing ahead despite the challenges in an effort to fulfill our Guyanese destiny as one people. Now, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that I can continue to post more interesting videos on the history of Guyana. Drop a comment to let me know what you think about the video or your ideas on what you want to see next. If you have any archived pictures or clip you wish for me to do a video on, please send them to rememberguyana@gmail.com. I will drop a video every Saturday, so tune in next Saturday for the next video. Thank you for watching.